It's family night here at the Kingdome in Seattle, and Fox Sports Northwest presents Major League Baseball. It's the Mariners against the Kansas City Royals, the first game of a three-game series as the Mariners return home from a long road trip. And to you all, again, a very pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Niehaus along with Ron Fairly. It was last Wednesday when Randy Johnson was on the mound and ignited the Mariners with a couple of high inside tight pitches to Kenny Lofton. He was thrown out of the ball game. The Mariners haven't lost since. They've run off 5 in a row.
You know what? I think they left the ball club a wake-up call. It's been a good thing for the Mariners. As you said, they won 5 straight, and now Randy's not the kind of guy that wants to end the winning streak with a loss tonight. This is his 5th start of the year. Randy wants to win.
Randy Johnson hasn't won a ball game, so it's about time that he did win. The last time the Mariners won 6 in a row was in September of 1996 when they ended up running off 10 in a row. So maybe they are in a nice little streak right here. Let's hope so. Randy Johnson for the Mariners. It'll be left-hander Chris Haney for the Kansas City Royals, who are coming off splitting 4 with the Oakland Athletics. Delighted to have you aboard. We'll be back and have a look at tonight's starting lineups right after this timeout. Fox Sports Northwest presents Seattle Mariners Baseball. Brought to you by Southwest Airlines, offering fares so low you have the freedom to fly. Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Seattle Mariners. By Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything. By U.S. West, so you are always connected to what matters to you most. U.S. West, proud sponsor of the year 2000 Olympics. Life's better here. And by Miller Genuine Draft, to remind you it's time for a good old mackerel brew.
Welcome back to the Kingdome. We're getting ready for the first of a 3-game series between the Mariners and the Kansas City Royals. Mariners have taken the field. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup. First of all, for the Royals, here's the way they'll be going in tonight's ball game. It'll be Halter, Offerman, Mack, Palmer, the DH, King, Young, Pendleton, Sweeney, and then Martinez. On the mound, the big unit, Randy Johnson. This is his 5th start of the year. In his last outing, he was ejected in the game that you saw on television in Cleveland, and he went only 2 1/3 innings in that game. But you can see the walks, strikeouts, 36 strikeouts for the big unit so far this year. Twice he has struck out 10 or more in the ball game. Randy making his 5th start of the year, and as we said in the opening, does not want to take a chance of breaking up this winning streak. Defensively, this is the way the Mariners line up in the outfield. Hill, Griffey, Rich Amaral in right field this evening. Davis, Rodriguez, Cora, Segui around the infield. Wilson behind the plate. And on the mound, the big unit, Randy Johnson.
Alex Rodriguez tonight wearing those baseball pants tucked right up underneath his kneecap, showing a lot of baseball sock, and he was doing. Now he's putting it down. All right, all right. Well, you can't blame him if he wants to leave him up. He went 11 for 18 against the Minnesota Twins with 7 extra base hits, and now he's pulling those baseball pants down right around the top of his shoes. We get set to play baseball. Shane Halter steps in and leads it off for the Kansas City Royals and fouls it back. Kansas City just finishing a 4-game series with the Oakland Athletics, in which they split 4. I think with a record of 8-10, they have to be fairly, here's Tony Muser, the skipper, fairly pleased with the way their season has started. Randy Johnson was, while the Mariners were in Minneapolis, home with his wife Lisa, who is expecting at any moment. They have not delivered yet. Her due day, by the way, is today. That's low and in, and they count 2-1. So Randy Johnson looking for his first win of the year, 2-0 against Kansas City last year. And that's inside, ball 3, 3-1. Randy Johnson 10-6, and we might add one other note to that 10-6. He has a save against Kansas City. Foul down the right field line. Only one of 2 teams against whom Randy has registered a save. And you're a heck of a Randy Johnson fan if you can come up with the other one. But I'll tell you, it's against the Baltimore Orioles. Payoff pitch. Fly ball to right field, and going back Amaral, and Rich looking up, and this is going to be off the middle of the wall, and he bare hands and fires into second, but Shane Halter slides into second base with a leadoff double off the wall. So a rude greeting for Randy Johnson.
Take a look at this pitch to Shane Halter. Is a fastball that is up and out over the plate. Halter, about the only thing he can do, using that no stride approach with 2 strikes, hits it off the wall. Amaral playing it off the wall, but does not have the kind of arm that Jay Buhner has. And Halter able to go in there at second base for that stand-up double. And now here is a guy that hits left-handers extremely well.
Yeah, he's hitting .407 right-handed. Jose Offerman is a switch hitter.
You know, Dave, Randy has really not been as sharp as we have seen Randy in the past. And by that, he has fallen behind more hitters, and I think he's put the ball in the middle of the plate more than what we have seen him in the past. He either has that fastball in on you or low and away. And I think so far this year in the early going, he's been having a little bit more difficulty getting his breaking ball over.
Dan Wilson did a good job to stop that ball from going all the way to the backstop low and outside and keep Halter down at second base.
Well, there's a perfect example of Randy missing that much with his fastball. He normally doesn't miss that far off the strike. See, he tries to come inside, but look, that's way down low and inside, and he normally doesn't miss like that.
And he's way low and inside, and the count 3-1 on Jose Offerman.
Searching for that release point.
Line drive to right field, a base hit. Hit too hard probably for Shane Halter to score. It was. He just moves to third base. But the Royals in business here in the first inning. Runners at the corners with nobody out for Shane Mack. Jeff Conine and Jermaine Dye both on the disabled list, and perhaps Conine will be back this weekend, Friday or so. They're not sure about Dye, and because of that they needed some outfield help, and they picked up Shane Mack on the 8th of April from the Oakland Athletics for catcher Mike McFarland. And Mack has been outstanding, as you can see, with that batting average. And he has a 9-game hitting streak going for himself. The Royals a big threat here in the first with nobody down and runners at first and third and a strike to Shane Mack. The Kansas City Royals also have the player of the week in the American League, but he's on the bench. He's a left-handed batter, thus he's not getting the start against Randy Johnson. Hal Morris, who used to play for Lou Piniella in Cincinnati. Hal Morris hit .621 this past week for Kansas City.
We've seen teams that are thinking about trying to run on Randy this year.
There he goes, and the throw to second base is high, so the double play eliminated. Offerman with his 5th stolen base, and he has yet to be caught.
A lot of teams are trying to run on Randy, and Kansas City the last several years have been the type of team that likes to take advantage of their speed, and they're utilizing it here in the first game.
One and two.
Randy against Shane Mack. Mack is hitting just .243, 9 for 37. But in those 37 at-bats, Randy has struck out Shane Mack 12 times. And would like to have a strikeout right here.
And a high chopper down the third baseline, and Russ Davis's only throw to first base in time. The run comes in to score. Offerman ends up at third base, and it's 1-0 Kansas City as Shane Mack picks up the RBI. If
Randy can keep this inning to just 1 run, I think he's done a good job. Right now, Mariners are going to have that infield drawn in. And here's a guy that has had all kinds of problems hitting off of the big unit.
Palmer, however, is going to drop this one in for a base hit, and the Royals are going to get another run. That's 3 hits off Randy Johnson here in the first. First ball swinging, Dean Palmer. And Johnson not sharp at all here in the first.
Dean Palmer is basically a fastball hitter. Does not have I think a chance to hit Randy's breaking ball. He sure swings at it a lot and can't seem to catch up to it, but he can hit the fastball.
And here's Jeff King. Down low, the big unit. Kansas City, by the way, has not beaten a left-hander this year. They're 0-5 against left-handed pitching. But they're up on the big guy, 2-0 here in the first. And that's ball 2. 2-0 on Jeff King. Jeff King for so many years with the Pirates, and 3-0 on the Kansas City first baseman. Had 28 home runs last year for the Royals in his first year, but then only 2 off his all-time pace of 30 that he had with the Pirates in '96. And Ernie Young is on deck. It's a struggle for Randy Johnson here in the first. And that's high and outside and a base on ball.
And that'll bring out the pitching coach, Stan Williams, as he makes his first trip to the mound in this game. Just want to go out there and settle Randy down. Randy did not join the ball club when they went to Minnesota. He came home to help out with his wife, who is expecting. And right now I think Randy's got to refocus once again with what he has to do out there in the mound.
Ernie Young also picked up from the Oakland Athletics during spring training, the 17th of March, for cash to give the ball club some more outfield depth. Had his first home run with Kansas City on Saturday against Kenny Rogers in Oakland. 1-1. On the inside corner.
Now that's the sharp kind of pitching right now that we expect out of Randy.
Another fastball.
See Dan Wilson wanting that pitch up and out of the strike zone. Get a lot of hitters behind in the count 0-2, and then with the fastball that Randy has, to run that fastball up right around the letters, you'll get a lot of those hitters to chase that, just like Young does here. You see where the target is? It's out of the strike zone, but you got Young to chase it.
And he went around, strike 3. So 2 outs in the first, and here comes former National League batting champion Terry Pendleton, a great guy to have on a ball club. A career that has been outstanding. Started with the Cardinals. He won the National League batting championship in 1991 while with the Atlanta Braves, and signed as a minor league free agent by Kansas City. Played with Cincinnati last year and also in the minor leagues.
See him chasing that high fastball that time, did Pendleton. First time he's had a chance to hit off the big unit.
On the corner. 2 strikes on Terry Pendleton.
Looks like Randy's starting to settle down now.
One and two. Fastball. Pendleton had a notion. A little bit of gray sneaking into that beard of Terry Pendleton, now 37 years of age, over at first base. That's Jeff King. Dean Palmer down at second, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes on Terry Pendleton. Not close. All of a sudden, Randy's out of kilter.
Having trouble getting his breaking ball over. Looking for that release point. We said Randy has not really been real sharp this season.
And he may have chased ball 4. May have been outside, but Pendleton bit. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 left for the Kansas City Royals after a half. It's the Royals 2, the Mariners nothing. To the bottom of the first after this word from Southwest Airlines. Moving to the bottom half of the first, 29-year-old southpaw Chris Haney. His daddy has scout for years and years with the Milwaukee Brewers. And a former big league catcher, Chris Haney, with a record of 2-0 with 2 in the bank. Here is Joey Cora to lead it off, taking a strike, and he's used to support because in his 3 starts this year, the Royals have scored 21 runs for Chris Haney. So it's pretty easy to pitch with that kind of support, and the Royals are right back at it here tonight. Low and outside to Joey. Joey has hit in 17 of the 18 Mariner games. His hitting streak at the beginning of the year halted after 16 games and foul back. And today, Nomar Garciaparra of the Boston Red Sox went 0 for 6, and his hitting streak was ended at 16 games. Although Boston did in extra innings knock off the Cleveland Indians by a score of 6-5, and in that ball game, Kenny Lofton slipped in the outfield and hurt his Achilles tendon. They don't know how serious it is. Cora hits a little looping line drive back over the visitors' dugout into the stands. 1 and 2.
A little different look for Joey. Doesn't have the black bat, going with the ash-colored bat up there right now.
And a high fly ball by Joey to fairly deep left field, and Shane Mack to the track and to the wall to make the catch. So Cora, not quite enough oomph.
Just a little bit under it. Let's take a look at the Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Seattle Mariners as Joey gets a hand going back to the dugout. It'll be Cora, Rodriguez, Griffey, Martinez, Segui, Hill, Davis, Wilson, then Amaral. See the starts for Chris Haney, and the hits, the walks, strikeouts, home runs allowed. He's only given up 1 long ball this year.
Well, Alex Rodriguez had an unbelievable series in Minnesota. Went 11 for 18 with 2 home runs, 7 extra base hits, and sends a line drive to left field, and he is on everything right now.
When Alex takes a very casual stride and then reacts to the ball, he is an outstanding hitter. Earlier in the year, he was jumping at the ball, and that was throwing his timing off. But right now, he's got it going perfectly.
Junior, the hitter. Junior brought out the batting order, exchanged batting orders with Tony Muser, as he has been throughout this streak. He's been the designated man to take the list up to the plate for Lou Piniella. 1-2 on Junior. A little bit low. Haney, 29 years of age. Very nice family night gathering of around 35,000 or so here tonight for game number 1. Jamie Moria tomorrow against Tim Belcher. There's the crowd. Jeff Vicero against Hipólito Pichardo on Wednesday. And a high pop-up coming back into the stands.
And Junior was right on that last pitch. He was not fooled. He had that last pitch timed well. He just popped that ball up. Here it comes to the plate. And Junior was right on that. See from the side. Right now, he's probably asking himself, how did he miss it?
Haney 4-3 lifetime against the Mariners. No record last year against them. Curveball and pulled way back into the stands now.
Well, Haney had a rough season last year. He's limited to just 8 games because of injuries, and that was a major role in really a very disappointing season for him. In spring training, he had a hamstring, and then in batting practice, while shagging balls in the outfield, he fractured an ankle.
Fastball, tried to get it by Junior. Junior just pulled it foul again. Haney is throwing strikes. Curveball, it's low ball 2, 2-2. Ground ball up the first base line. Fair. And so King will take it to the bag, and down to second base goes Alex Rodriguez.
Not a bad play that time by the first baseman. Couldn't quite tell where that ball hit in the dirt or whether it came right off the carpet. Defensively, here the way the Royals line up is Mack, Young, and Halter in the outfield. Pendleton, Martinez, Offerman, King, who made a good play at first base off of Junior at first. Sweeney behind the plate. Look at that. He's thrown out 5 straight would-be base stealers. And then we mentioned to you that Chris Haney out there on the mound.
Edgar Martinez, the hitter. And a ground ball wide of third toward the hole. Backhanded by the young shortstop. And the throw to first base not in time by Martinez. Felix Martinez, a young kid out of the Dominican Republic, they say is a magician out there. That time, however, as he went to the hole, he could not get enough on his throw to get Edgar Martinez, and they'll face David Segui.
See Edgar trying to bounce that ball through the infield, but look how far in the outfield that Martinez had to go to catch up with that ball. Well, that was a throw almost from shallow left field. And Edgar with an infield base hit, and now Segui with a chance to put the Mariners on the board.
David Segui, a Kansas City resident. He and his dad, Diego, family living outside of Kansas City. David takes way outside. One and one. Mariners will be seeing Kansas City again very soon. They have a brief 2-game series against them next Monday and Tuesday. Then they are in New York Wednesday and Thursday. Fly all night, get back with the sun, and open up a homestand Friday, a week from Friday, against Detroit. Good breaking ball. 1-2. Two and two.
Tried to come back with the same pitch. Only put it just a little bit farther outside. And Segui would not go for it.
Curveball, strike three call. Uncle Charlie got him, and Segui's mad. He was fooled on that pitch. And so the Mariners lead 2 here in the first inning, and after 1, it's 2-0 Kansas City. Randy Johnson, a 30-pitch first inning. And Mike Sweeney will lead it off, the catcher for the Kansas City Royals here in the second inning. And then the young shortstop, Felix Martinez, and then Shane Halter. And Randy starts out with a delivery way outside to Sweeney. So he is really not in sync yet. And that slider just kind of aimed over the heart of the plate. Two and one. Two and two. Again tries a slider that time.
Well, that's the first slider that he's thrown, I think, where he wanted to. Power pitchers sometimes really don't get into the game or into a kind of rhythm until after about 50 pitches.
Maybe playable. David Segui there.
Just to give you an idea, when we say Randy is not really sharp, Terry Pendleton in that last inning, Randy starts him off strike one, strike two. Here goes strike two on the outside corner, but then look where Dan gives him the target, and look how much Randy is missing. Looks for one up and in, way outside. Looks for one in, way outside again. And then finally gets Pendleton to chase a bad ball. That's when we say that Randy is not real sharp just yet, but that could change at any time.
This is the youngster Felix Martinez. Felix Martinez spent all of last year at Omaha. A high chopper over the mound. Going to be a tough play for Alex Rodriguez, and he did not get it. Rich Garcia said no.
Tough play on that high chopper over the mound. Martinez runs well. Alex comes in, tries to make the play. Makes a good play, but you can see. Well, I'm not too sure. Look at it one more time. He may have gotten it. Close play, isn't it?
Very close. Shane Halter, the hitter, and Shane took Randy Johnson off the right field wall for a double last inning. Kansas City will be sold sometime this year. We'll have new owners. Instability in Kansas City, and they'll have some stability once they find out who the new ownership is, and they can pour some money into the ball club, somewhat similar to Minnesota, although Minnesota is threatening to leave. Kansas City's not threatening to leave, go anywhere. Pretty close. And now on a delayed steal, a runner going down to second, and finally Joey Cora is going to tag him out.
They called a balk on Randy.
Okay. So that shows you basically Randy, perhaps his mind not into this game. His wife Lisa, by the way, who is due today, is here at the ballpark, seated behind home plate tonight. Did you see the balk?
No.
I didn't either.
Randy gave him a slide step. Looked like to me that's what he tried to do, and Richie Garcia called a balk. Not too sure what Randy did.
Boy, he's missing badly. Shane Halter. By the way, if any Mariners player hits for the cycle tonight, completing that single, double, triple, and home run, Stephen Hong of Federal Way will win $1 million. You can play $1 million baseball magic at any participating Safeway today. Stephen Hong of Federal Way is our contestant this evening. Stan Williams has done an unbelievable job with that bullpen since coming over. And the runner going to third, and the throw to third base, and out at third base, right on the money. A perfect throw, Dan Wilson to nail Felix Martinez. What a throw. Perfect. That's out of the textbook.
You're not going to see Dan Wilson make a better throw than this one right here. Here comes the pitch, and the batter's in the way. Dan throws right up over the top, and all Russ Davis has to do is catch it.
3-1 on Shane Halter. Man, what a peg. Randy Johnson, his second walk. And Jose Offerman, who had a base hit to right. The hitter. And that high. Randy appears to be rushing his body a little bit up.
Well, whenever a pitcher is up in the strike zone a lot, chances are he has his body ahead of his arm, not allowing his arm to catch up to his body.
1-2. Offer.
Take a look at this. The 1-1 pitch from Randy. Got that pitch down, but then at the same time, Offerman had a pretty good cut at it. But that's where Randy wants to keep most of his pitches.
Low with the slider.
That's the pitch that Randy right now is having a difficult time getting over the plate for a strike is that breaking ball, his slider. And the hitters are just sitting on the fastball.
There's the fastball on the outside corner, and he nails him. So that's the third strikeout for R.J. Royals do not score in the second. To the bottom of the second. Still 2-0 Kansas City. Glenn Allen Hill will lead it off for the Mariners as the Royals picked up 2 in the first and lead it 2-0. And now, as we go to the bottom of the second, Glenn Allen Hill hitting .379, off to a great start with that timber. Taking the delivery a little bit outside. Ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Big curveball. Same curveball on which Segui was called out on strikes in the bottom half of the first. And he's got a good one tonight.
We didn't see him at all last year, Dave. And, you know, I'm having a rough time remembering that he had that slow of an off-speed pitch. It seemed to me, as I recall, he was like a fastball, slider ball type pitcher.
And bang toward the hole and through. So that breaking ball out over the plate. Hill's sitting right on it.
Glenn Hill has been on base in 17 of the 18 games played by the Mariners. As you can see, short, quick type of stroke. And he rams it in the hole into left field.
And here's yesterday's hero stepping up to the plate as Hill takes his lead. Russ Davis had 2 home runs yesterday in Minneapolis and had 4 RBIs in the Mariners' 7-4 win. Fastball popped up. And Ernie Young has got plenty of time to get there. Well, be at the Kingdome May the 2nd and the 3rd. The Mariners are going to be taking on the Detroit Tigers. That's going to be Boeing Salute to Kids weekend both days. The first 20,000 kids are going to receive a Ken Griffey Jr. t-shirt courtesy of Boeing. So come on out as the Mariners pay tribute to all of their younger fans. That's May the 2nd and the 3rd against the Detroit Tigers, and good seats are still available. For tickets, you can call 622-HITS. Area code 206, of course. Dan Wilson, the Mariner catcher, the fastball bingo down the middle. Haney has a complete game 2-hit shutout against the Mariners, to his credit, 6 years ago in September. He did that to Seattle. 1992 was an ugly year for Seattle, and then Lou Piniella arrived on the scene in 1993, and things began to turn around. One and two. Boy, that was a long year. Coming back from 1991 after the Mariners got 500 for the first time, and then the disaster of 92, and then Piniella arrived. Two and two. So Wilson is gone. Second strikeout for Chris Haney. And Rich Amaral looking for his first hit of the year. The hitter. Amaral coming down with a bad back and then just activated. He's only had 6 at bats.
It's almost like starting all over for Amaral. He had a pretty good spring going. Now he came up with that back problem. It's almost like starting all over. Since Buhner has been out, right field has been a very soft area for the Mariners.
By the way, Jay Buhner will not have surgery. He will be eligible to come off the disabled list on Wednesday, and he expects to be in the lineup on Friday when the Twins are here for a weekend series. So that's good news. Jay has really missed being with the ball club. He's been gone all week and been back here resting that knee, that left knee, and the rest apparently has, along with some cortisone shots, has done its thing. And he's going to go out there and try and play the year with it. There's a bunt out in front, back to the mound, and Haney's throw in time to get Rich Amaral. So one left. The leadoff single for Glenn Allen Hill goes for naught. Will come back in the third. Still 2-0 Kansas City.
Tom Glasgow with your first U.S. West update. National League action. Braves, Rockies, Coors Field. Atlanta up 5-1. Top of the sixth. That's Chipper Jones with a double. That's trouble for the Rocks. Walt Weiss scores. So does Keith Lockhart. 7-1. Andrew Jones with 2 home runs in the game for Atlanta. Braves up 7-1. Bottom of the sixth.
Shane Mack, the hitter, leading off the third inning. With Ron Fairly, this is Dave Niehaus. Delighted to be with you on Fox, and hope that you'll join us again tomorrow night. Jamie Moyer against Tim Belcher in Game 2 of the series. That's tomorrow, Tim Belcher and Jamie Moyer. And then on Wednesday at 7:30, half an hour later, Jeff Lucero and Apalato Pichardo. 2-2. Of course, the Kansas City Royals are without their ace. They've been without him since he got hurt in spring training. Kevin Apier. And Pichardo has moved into the rotation. That's going to drop for a base hit. So Shane Mack just fighting off the fastball and lining it to right field. Right now, Al's Auto Supply presents Whatever It Takes, great efforts in Mariner history. It concerned Randy Johnson 6 years ago tonight. Here at the Kingdom, he tossed the second of 2 consecutive shutouts. Edgar Martinez playing third base at that particular time. Tino Martinez over at first. Look at Randy Johnson's hair. It's straight. Al's Auto Supply presenting Whatever It Takes. There's Tino and Edgar Martinez. And let's see if we see anybody else you recognize. Well, we're done with that. Well, let's see. Let's go back to that. There's Pee Wee Briley, for crying out loud. Harold Reynolds, Jeff Schaefer.
Matt Sinatra.
Matt Sinatra, one of the few highlights of the 1992 season. Randy Johnson's second consecutive shutout. 6 years ago tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike to count on Dean Palmer. And Matt Sinatra is still here as the Mariner bullpen coach.
You gotta like Matt.
Oh, he's a dandy. Two and one. Matt's the only man I've ever seen thrown out from third base on a base hit to right.
You know what? It takes a special and a rare talent to have that happen.
He hates to be reminded of that. Oh, baby.
And we had to do it on television, too, didn't we?
Two and one. And you know who threw him out? He's down there on the bench, too, with him. Well, he's not in the dugout. He's not in the bullpen, but he's down in the bench. Jesse Barfield.
Was it Barfield
Yeah.
throwing out?
2-2 on Dean Palmer.
Dean Palmer, in his career, has 39 at bats against Randy Johnson. He has struck out in 24 of them. And right now, he is a candidate for strikeout number 25.
He had an RBI single his first at bat, and he is going to put this one in the seats, I believe. Yes, indeed. He might have been a candidate, but not this time, as he goes deep for his second home run against the big unit, and it is 4-0 Kansas City, and nobody out here in the third.
That looked like a breaking ball that was up in the strike zone. Take a look at the last pitch. Here comes the breaking ball. Oh yeah, that's right out over the plate. He said that Randy is struggling with his command of pitches this evening.
So 4-0. Dean Palmer has 3 of the RBIs. And Jeff King has just taken 1 outside. And Randy, his next delivery is popped up. And Junior makes the catch for the first out. Dean Palmer, many years with the Texas Rangers. For Palmer, number 6. Kansas City in second spot in the Central Division. 4 back of the Cleveland Indians. 2 down. Well, just $24.95 plus $2.50 postage and handling, and you're going to become a member of the All Ages Mariners Fan Club. Your club membership gets you 2 tickets to a Mariners home game, fan club T-shirt, and more. Renew your membership from last season or join up as a new member today by dialing the AT&T Mariners fan phone at 1-800-MY-MARINERS. Tuna on Terry Pendleton. Randy just hasn't found that release point yet. Aimed the ball that time and missed. You saw him. So a 4-pitch walk to Terry Pendleton, and that's 3 walks in 3 innings. A walk an inning for the unit.
You know, early in his career, Randy would walk 5, 6, 7 guys in a game. But here the last few years, if Randy walks 4 batters in a game, that's not a particularly good night for him. He generally has much better control than that.
And he misses to Sweeney. So 5 in a row. Missed by Randy. And the slider for a strike.
See Randy's last delivery, and he's not very happy with himself. It is easy for a guy as tall as Randy to get out of whack.
Cora picks it up and throws him out. A 2-run home run by Dean Palmer, and the Kansas City Royals have 4. They lead it 4-0. Kansas City up by a quartet, 4-0 as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd. Tonight at 10, it's Fox Sports News Prime Time. All the scores, all the stories, all the action from your prime time team 7 nights a week. We are there. Fox Sports News Prime Time tonight at 10 on Fox Sports Northwest. Well, the second time through the list now for Mr. Chris Haney. Joey Corris and Shane Mack right to the warning track. The left fielder. That will be back into the stands. You mentioned the Royals are averaging 7 runs a game for Chris Haney.
Jamie Moyer was like that last year for the Mariners.
Right.
Seemed like every time Jamie went out there, the Mariners scored a whole bunch of runs for him. Nothing wrong with that. That's how you have a great year.
On the corner. 1-2 to Joey. One hitter against Kansas City here. So one away. Alex Rodriguez continued his torrid hitting with a line drive to left field, his first at bat. Look at that. In 4 games against the Twins. 2 triples, 2 home runs.
He had a good week.
Tried to go the other way to right field with that pitch away. 2-1. Mariners didn't get out of the Twin Cities until 4 hours plus after the last out yesterday. They had some plane problems. Got home about 2.5 hours late. And it's a good thing they swept the 4-game series. There's been some mad people. There were a few as it was anyway. Breaking ball on the outside corner. So 2 away.
Haney starting the breaking ball outside and then dropping it on the outside corner. I'm not too sure that was a strike anyway. Looked like that may have been outside.
That was outside.
Yeah.
That was an Eric Gregg strike zone.
More like a National League strike.
That's what it is.
Sometimes it's pretty tough to hit when you have a strike zone that wide.
And Junior belts the ball, and there's number 8. Fly away. Ken Griffey Jr. line drive to right field, and his 21st RBI of the year, and the Mariners are on the board. There was little doubt about it. Just a rising line drive. So Junior, who last year established a new major league record for home runs in April with 13, now has 8.
Look at it again. Out over the plate. Junior just hooking that ball to right field. Nothing special. Just your basic home run.
And Edgar tattoos one to deep right center field. That's going to be off the boards high over Ernie Young, the center fielder, and Edgar Martinez will coast into second base. So the Mariners begin to time Mr. Haney here with 2 outs in the 3rd inning. A home run by Junior, a double by Edgar.
The 2nd and 3rd time to the lineup, hitters making adjustments. And that's exactly what Junior did. Edgar has done the same.
Here's Buster Keeson out to the mound as you have a look at the ball the way it bounced off the wall. Played perfectly by Ernie Young.
Let's see if Segui makes any adjustment. Junior, that's just nothing but a line drive home run.
David Segui looks at the strike. 0-1.
Strike zone tonight, does Hirschbeck have. I don't think Segui liked that last call. Let's see where this pitch is.
Man, that's way outside. Of course, Hirschbeck is the man involved in that Roberto Alomar incident a couple of years ago. 1-2, and the fans yelling, strike, strike. A little low. 2-2 to David Segui. Junior's home run has the Mariners on the board here in the third. His 8th of the year.
Big run out there at second base. The skipper of the Kansas City club, Tony Muser.
Hit him. Or did it? Or was it just inside? It was just inside. I thought it was going to hit him.
Yeah, I thought it hit him too, but it obviously didn't. Kind of blocked by the catcher, but it certainly appeared as that ball was going to get Segui. Here comes right at his feet. That just did miss him.
Junior's home run puts him atop the list in the American League. Chipper Jones of the Braves has hit 9 to lead the majors. And never up the first baseline. Going to be a tough play at first base, and they're going to get him. Yep. First baseman Jeff King did the job. He ran over and tagged Segui 3 unassisted. A run on a couple of hits. Man left. 4-1 Kansas City. Well, Kansas City leading the Mariners by a score of 4-1. Struggling Randy Johnson tonight, who has already thrown 70 pitches, as David Segui grounded out down the first base. Jeff King, have a look, and he pulls up just a little bit lame here as King goes over and makes the tag, and Segui then a little gingerly crosses the bag right there. And Rick Griffin, the Mariner trainer, out with David, and everything's going to be all right because David Segui is still in the ball game as we go to the 4th inning of play. Felix Martinez, the young shortstop, takes a strike. Had the infield hit. And now he's 2 for 2 as he goes the other way. Randy Johnson is not the Randy Johnson that we have come to know tonight. Come on out to the Dome Friday, 7 o'clock. The Mariners, the Twins, the first 20,000 fans receiving a Jay Buhner poster, courtesy of Eagle Hardware and Garden. It's a full-color poster. It's the first of 6 Mariner posters that fit together to form a Mariners heavy hitters montage. That's the Mariners and the Twins. This Friday, 7:05. Good seats are still available. You know the number? 206. 622 hits. Jay is due to get back on Friday night. On 2. And a line drive fouled on the right field line. Felipe Lira is up and throwing, and he hasn't pitched in a while. Just be called while the Mariners were on the road trip. The pitch, swing, and a fly ball fairly deep, but Junior tracks it down easily. One away. Offerman is single. Hit the ball hard, scored in the first, single to right. Randy Johnson caught him looking. And the runner goes. The pitch is high, throw through to second base. No way. Well, Felix Martinez certainly showing us that he loves to run. Thrown out trying to steal third base in the second.
And the throw by Dan Wilson was just a touch high. May have had a shot at him as Alex tries to make the sweeping tag, but Mike Wiley, the second base umpire, right on top of the call.
One and one.
We're saying that last half inning, as tall as Randy is, it's easy to get his release point messed up because he has so much farther to go in his windup. He's got a higher leg kick, he's got longer arms, and it's easy to lose that release point. And right now, the runners are having an effect upon the big unit.
And a line drive base hit to left field. So here comes Martinez. He's going to score. And the stolen base pays off. And the hit parade continues against Randy Johnson. And he's not going to be out there much longer. Matter of fact, he's gone now. So Randy Johnson can last only 3 1/3 tonight against the Kansas City Royals. And Randy Johnson's mind might have been somewhere else tonight. With the impending arrival of a new member of the family, he has not been to the ball club the last 4 games in Minnesota. He's going to be going out there the next time, still looking for his first victory of the year. And Felipe Lira will come in and take over. The call to the bullpen brought to you by U.S. West. Life's better here. Boy, lovely, lovely sunset tonight here. A beautiful spring day in the Northwest, and the ballpark looming not too far to the left of that picture, and it will be ready in July of next year. Boy, what a beautiful, beautiful sunset it is here on this 20th day of April. Shane Mack taking a strike, 0-1. Felipe Lira hasn't pitched in 8 days. He last worked with Tacoma on the 12th. Well, actually, the 16th. So it's been 4 days since he was recalled on the 16th. Last worked on the 12th when he took a shutout into the 9th inning against Vancouver. And they get the appeal. So 2 strikes. It is 5-1 Kansas City. Felipe Lira, an opening day pitcher, 2 years with the Detroit Tigers. And making his first appearance.
And what we have seen of Felipe Lira, he's more effective when he keeps the ball down. His ball has a Nice sink to it when he keeps the ball down around the knees. When he gets up is when he has his problems.
Offerman at first base, driven back. Kansas City on their first West Coast swing split 4 in Oakland over the weekend. Two and two. They've heard the announcement of the attendance in the background. Bad crowd at all. On a beautiful night. 38,345 here to welcome the Mariners home. There goes Offerman, a swing and a foul at the plate.
I think off of the leg or foot of Shane Mack.
Everybody's running on the Mariners this year. Already had a stolen base by Felix Martinez. He's been thrown out once. And now sending Shane Mack. Sending Offerman with Shane Mack up there. A little hit and run. 2 and 2. Offerman goes. A pitch way outside. The throw through into center field by Dan Wilson. So Offerman's going to end up over at third base. E2.
Tough play for Dan Wilson. He had to backhand the ball and then try to make a throw over there. That's a tough play to catch the ball. And you see Dan didn't even come close to throwing the ball accurately down there at second base. But it was set up, made it so tough was the way he had to catch the ball in the first place. Now the Mariners have to bring their infield in.
Well, Lura had Shane Mack 2 strikes, and now here he is, 3 and 2 on it. And that was his problem in spring training. One of the main reasons that he didn't make the ball club. He couldn't put a hitter away once he got ahead of him. And the pitch is hit down the left field line. Foul. Offerman, the steal is 100th under stolen base. And he walked him. You believe that? 0-2. Then he comes back and walks him. So Mack to first base. The middle of the infield will drop back to double play depth. And here is the man who's perfect on the night, Dean Palmer. He's homered. 2-run home run in the third. Had an RBI single in the first. Kansas City threatening to add more. They lead it by 4-5-1.
If Lira keeps that ball down and in to Palmer, chance of getting a double play ball.
Well, he's 2 strikes on him again on a hitter. 2 perfect pitches, fastballs in.
Palmer likes the ball out of the plate so he can get those big, strong arms of his extended. I mean, he's got great power. We've already seen that. That pitch that Lira just threw, stay right there until Palmer shows you he can handle it. I know in spring training, Lou talked to his pitchers, and they worked on the slide step. They worked on keeping the runners closer at first base, but so far here in the early goings, just about every team, given the opportunity, seems to run on the Mariners pitching staff.
1-2. Shane Mack is 3 for 3 over first base as far as stealing bases this year. And that's outside. So 2-2 now. And pulls it foul, and now have to go back and get another bat. So he breaks the handle of the bat. It may have been ball 3 way inside, but Palmer, too much of an enticement for him. He loves to pull the ball. Pull the foul. Over at third base. That's Jose Offerman. And there's Shane Mack over at first base. Randy Johnson gone after 79 pitches, only lasted 3 1/3 tonight. And the 2-2.
If Lira is going to continue to pitch Palmer that sinker low and inside, then you may want to take Russ Davis, the third baseman, and move him closer to the bag.
Low and outside. So he's 3-2 on the second straight batter after having 2 strikes on him.
I think Lou wants Lira to throw over to first base.
And there goes Mack. The pitch is inside, and he's done it again. Had 2 strikes on Mack and walked him, 2 strikes on Palmer, and he walks him. And the bases are loaded.
This is the first opportunity that Stan Williams has had a chance to watch Lira work. So Stanley right now has done a great job with Ayala and Spoljaric and Timlin. And right now, just trying to get some kind of a feel for Lira. And he'll start writing down a few notes, possibly getting Lira straightened around.
1-0.
And here comes Stan Williams.
Lira is really struggling. I mean, he quickly gets 2 strikes on him, but then he picks a little bit. Of course, Dean Palmer fouled away about 3 or 4 pitches down the third baseline, but then eventually ended up walking.
Stan talks about a lot of positive things. When he talks to those pitchers, he tries to eliminate as many negative thoughts as you can eliminate. He talks about what you're capable of doing. Here's how you can best get this hitter out. you're more effective when you do this, or you're more effective when you do that. That's what your goal is. That's what you want to try to do. And let's see if it pays off. Lira is a good sinker ball pitcher, but right now he's trying to throw up the plate so nobody can hit it.
That's on the outside corner. Hirschbeck again displaying that very wide strike zone.
Got to throw the ball up to the plate so the hitter can hit it, but he can't do much with it.
Grounder down the third base line, foul.
But Lira is just one pitch from getting out of this inning. He's capable of getting that double play ball.
Fastball in. Lira hasn't pitched in competition in 8 days. And it's showing. And he's inside, ball 3, 3-2. 3-2 on Mack. 3-2 on Palmer. He walked them. He's 3-2 on King.
And nobody's warming up the bullpen.
And a high fly ball hit to left field. Hill is there to make the catch. And the run will score, so a sacrifice fly for Jeff King. But for crying out loud, you'd take that any day than walking. And it's 6-1 Kansas City. And Ernie Young will be the hitter.
You know, especially when you have an umpire that has a wide strike zone. And if you're a sinker ball pitcher, you ought to play to that. You ought to go after the hitters and just throw that sinker up there at the plate and make the other team hit the ball on the ground and use your defense. Not up there. Down. There's no defense for a base on balls.
Committed himself, and so the count of the ball and the strike, even though the pitch was way outside. Patriots stay in Boston, and the Red Sox had a heck of a homestand. I think it ended today, and they won what, 9 out of 10. They beat Cleveland the next 2 innings 6-5. Yankees next 2 innings beat Toronto 3-2. There's a trickler down the third baseline. Going to be a mighty tough play. Russ Davis makes the mighty tough play with a barehanded pickup. Great play by Russ Davis. So the Kansas City Royals get 2 more on a couple of hits and leave a couple in the 4th, and it's 6-1 Kansas City in control. Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Northwest is brought to you by your friendly Northwest Dodge dealers and by the Discover card. It pays to discover. Well, back here at the Kingdom, where 38,000 are on family night, watching a line drive off the bat of Glen Allen Hill end up in the glove of Ernie Young out there in center field. You get the idea that if Felipe Lira can just keep right where they are, the Mariners are going to come back and score some runs, and a few runs, maybe a lot of runs against Chris Haney. That ball was real stung, but Haney's done the job so far. One thing Haney is doing that Randy Johnson was having problems doing, and also Felipe Lira, is he's throwing strikes. He hasn't walked anybody.
And the Mariners in a way, are helping Haney out because they're swinging at just about everything that he throws. Davis has swung at every pitch thrown to him tonight so far.
One and two. The Mariners last year winning the season series 6-5 against Kansas City, and that was a worthy note because Kansas City had dominated Seattle for 10 straight years until last year. That's right on the black, on the outside corner, at least on the black as far as John Hirschbeck is concerned.
Sometimes that black edge around the plate can be rather wide. Said that Hirschbeck has a wide strike zone. Pretty close. But still, I think that's a wide strike zone.
Well,
you know, as a hitter, I wouldn't worry about up and down so much. But boy, you start calling pitches out over the plate like that, strikes, and that makes it really tough to hit.
Well, it's the old story if he's consistent, and he is consistent. You know what the strike zone is, so be prepared to go out there and get it.
Well, you have a guy like that, maybe you have to stand closer to the plate. Now, if he calls the pitch inside as well as the one that's outside, then you're in for a tough night.
I like an umpire that has a big strike zone.
Were you a pitcher?
As a matter of fact, well, not a very good one.
If you were a pitcher, then you'd want a big strike zone. In fact, I've talked to some pitchers, and the general consensus is if the catcher catches it on a fly, it should be called a strike.
I like it because usually it moves the game along, and hasn't been the case tonight.
No. Well, the style of umpiring has changed over the last several years. You know, in the American League, they used to wear the outside protector and stand directly behind the catcher. And if you're at home, here's one coming right at you. Get ready. And that's in slow motion.
Ball count on Dan Wilson.
With that outside protector with the balloon that the umpires used to use, they would stand directly behind the catcher, and you've probably seen more umpires call the high strike, but now that they're in the inside protector, the strike zone's gotten wider.
John Hirschbeck. Man with a strike zone tonight, and that's inside, so that perhaps answers your question. He does not have the inside wide strike zone.
Well, let's take a look at some of the pitches that Hirschbeck has called strikes tonight. Haney taking advantage. That one to Segui, and Segui didn't like it. And then Lira getting this pitch to King, and then Russ Davis with a pitch that might not have been over the plate. So Russ having something to say to the home plate umpire. I know a recent magazine publication, Baseball Weekly, had an article about rating the umpires, and the players rated Hirschbeck as having one of the widest strike zones in the American League.
And that pitch is hit to deep left, and Rich Emerald's first hit of 1998 goes all the way. Fly away, Rich Emerald. And the Mariners get a couple back, and they begin to crawl back into this ball game. They have halved it. It's now 6-3 in favor of Kansas City. So Rich Amaral, his first 1998 hit, is hit out.
Rich is not what you would call a home run hitter, but every now and then he can muscle one up.
That our Magnolia moment, courtesy of Magnolia Hi-Fi. Rich Amaral's first hit of the year, a home run, and Joey Cora takes a strike. 0-1. And Joey goes deep to right field, but Halter drifts back to make the catch. So a 2-1 home run by Rich Amaral, and we're only in the 4th inning through 4, so a lot of hope left. It's 6-3 Kansas City.
Glasgow with your U.S. West update. It's the Orioles and Angels in Anaheim. Interesting play from the top of the first. This is B.J. Surhoff. Deep drive to right field. Originally ruled a home run, but upon further review called the double. Look at the fan reach out and make the catch right there. It would have been off the wall. A run scores anyway. Surhoff with the double. Anaheim with the lead. Back to the Dome.
Well, the Royals leading the Mariners now by a score of 6-3, and the Mariners making a defensive change as Robert Perez takes over for Rich Amaral, who just hit the home run. No, Amaral's not out of the ball game. As you look at Pendleton taking the sinker down low ball, Chutney take it for a strike, 0-1. And Rich Amaral goes over to first base. 0-2 the count. As David Segui leaves the ball game. What was the official call on his injury?
A strained right quadricep.
Strained right quad.
Day to day.
Of course, he stayed in the ball game after he did that on the ground ball to first in the 3rd inning. 1-2. Pendleton, a switch hitter. Roster at 248 with the Cincinnati Reds. And that pitch hit to left field, not deep enough, and Glenn Allen held it. Mike Sweeney, the catcher, will be the hitter.
Here's a perfect opportunity for Lear to really gain some points in the mind of the skipper, Lou Piniella. He'll come in here and put up some zeros for about 2 or 3 innings and give his offense a chance to get back in the game. They're only down by 3 runs. One of the things that Stan Williams wants to accomplish.
Well, there's one that's out of here. Mike Sweeney hitting a towering fly ball out of here. Right up in his eyes.
Up, up, up.
So that's the 2nd home run for the Kansas City Royals. Mike Sweeney, his 2nd of the year.
As we said, Lear's ball sinks and sinks a lot when he keeps the ball down, but when he gets the ball up, it doesn't do much. Stays pretty straight. And you be the judge whether this pitch is up or is down around the knees.
Martinez, a chopper over the mound, and Alex Rodriguez has thrown him out. 2 down. Celebrate the Mariners American League West championship of last year by being at the Kingdome this Saturday. 6:05. Randy Johnson scheduled to get back out there to face the Minnesota Twins. The first 20,000 fans receiving a good-looking Mariners 97 American League West champions cap, courtesy of the Bravo card. Good seats are still available. Tickets you can call 622-HITS. 1-0 on Shane Halter. All the Mariners runs coming on home runs tonight. A solo shot by Junior and a 2-run home run by Amaral.
Mariners offense is pretty much base to base. You don't see them stealing many runs or grinding out, hitting behind runners and all. They pretty much go boom.
And that's a fair ball off the stands down there where the bullpen juts out. So Shane Halter has his second double. And Jose Offerman, who has singled in twice and scored twice, will be the hitter.
And the bullpen begins to stir. Heathcliff, Slocum.
On 1. And in the dirt. That'll be a wild pitch.
See Dan trying to get in position to block that, but it was so far inside that he couldn't do anything with it. Look at how far that ball hit. Dan just didn't quite get his body in front of it enough to block it and keep it in front of it.
Joey Cora has it and throws him out. So the long ball by Sweeney. 1 left, and after 4.5, it's 7-3 Kansas City.
Well, we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Royals lead by a score of 7-3 here in the Kingdome opening game of the series. Hi again, everybody. Rick Riz along with Ron Fairly. Mariners trying to come back, but the Royals keep pulling away. These guys are tough tonight.
You know what? The Kansas City Royals have always been a very pesky kind of a ball club for the Seattle Mariners, and they come to play and they will run on you, and that's exactly what they're doing this evening.
Leading off the bottom of the 5th inning is Alex Rodriguez to try to get something started against Chris Haney. He's done a heck of a job. Haney's walked only 1. That cost him in the 4th inning. There's that slow breaking ball that he leaves outside. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. He walked Dan Wilson with 2 outs. Then Rich Amaral had a home run to left field. Swing and a miss. Alex had that great series in Minnesota. 11 hits and 18 at bats with a couple of home runs. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Up and in. Ball 2, 2-2. Takes a little off, misses with it, blowing inside. Ball 3, 3-2.
The thing that Haney has done this evening has been impressive, and that is to change speeds. Change speeds, move the ball around the strike zone, and when you do that, it's amazing how effective you can be.
Fly ball deep into right field. Halter going back, and that ball is gone. Goodbye, baseball. The other way, Alex Rodriguez with his 7th home run of the season. Man, is this kid strong. A home run to right. It's now the Royals 7 and the Mariners 4. So little by little, the Mariners keep coming back against Kansas City.
Third home run by the Mariners this evening. The 35th home run by the Mariners on the year. And Alex Rodriguez is as hot as he can possibly be. He now has 13 hits in his last 21 at-bats. And 8 of those are extra base hits. And you can see the home run leaders. The Mariners with 35 and the Braves with 29 lead the major league.
Here's Ken Griffey Jr. with a home run back in the 3rd inning. And now time is called as catcher Mike Sweeney goes out to have a talk with Haney. There's activity down in the Kansas City bullpen. Right-hander Danny Rios begins to warm up for the Royals.
Don't go away. The Mariners can score runs in a hurry.
Plenty of time left in this ball game. We're only in the bottom of the 5th inning. The infield is turned around to the right side for Jr. Ground ball wide of first and into right field. So Ken Griffey Jr. with a single. Still nobody out here in the 5th inning. Brings up Edgar Martinez. Jr. finds the hole on the right side between Offerman and King. And gets it into right. Edgar 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Getting the average back up there right now at 258. A couple of days ago was down to 200.
And then had a good night with 3 hits. Picked up a hit yesterday. Has one here this evening. And Edgar's starting to swing the bat a little bit better. A little bit more like we're accustomed to seeing him swing.
Takes a strike, 0-1.
Still think Edgar, when he hits the ball into right center, is when he starts to show that he's got his timing going well for him.
Change up low, ball 1, 1-1. Does a very good job using the entire field.
Well, that's what I was about to say. When you use the entire field, obviously your defensive players have to spread out more. That means the gaps, there's more room in the gaps.
Ball 2, 2-1.
Plus the fact when you use the entire field, your timing doesn't have to be nearly as perfect. If you pull the ball a great deal, your timing has to be absolutely perfect. Otherwise, you're either going to get jammed or pull the ball foul. Ooh, he had a good cut.
Foul back, 2-2.
When you're ahead the count, those are the kind of swings that you like to see your players take. And watch Edgar right on this pitch. Kept his eye right there, and he doesn't really know. He says, golly, how did I miss it? And you have pitches like that, and you back out of the batter's box and say,
what happened?
Give me that pitch again. Let me see if I can miss it the second time. I don't think I will.
Breaking ball, fouled away. Still 2-2.
And generally, when you get a pitch like that and you miss it, most of the time it's because you're trying to do too much with it. You're trying to say, oh, I'm going to lift it, or I'm going to put a little extra into it, and what happens is you miss it. Instead of just putting your good stroke on it and then hitting it and let it take care of itself, you try to do too much with the ball.
Inside, ball 3, 3-2. Edgar wanted to make sure from John Hirschbeck where the pitch was. Edgar hit .314 on the last road trip. 1 on, nobody out. See if Jr. goes. He stays. And it's low and inside, ball 4. So Edgar with a walk. This second walk given up by Chris Haney, and here come the Mariners. The Mariners bring the tying run to the plate.
No surprise to see the Mariners bring the tying run to the plate. Tony Muser said, okay, that's enough. We're going to go to the bullpen and bring in the right-hander to be facing Robert Perez. Now, this normally is in the lineup where David Segui would hit.
Yeah.
But Segui came out, and Robert Perez is now going to be the hitter. So the Twins are making a change, and we'll be right back after this timeout.
Royals lead the Mariners by a score of 7-4. Bottom of the 5th inning, but the Mariners have runners aboard, 2 on, and the new pitcher for the Royals will be right-hander Danny Rios.
And you can see the numbers on the young right-hander making his 2nd appearance. He's worked in just a couple of innings. He has walked 3 in the 2 innings, and he has struck out a couple. So just looking at those very brief numbers, 3 base on balls in the 2 innings might have a little bit of a control problem.
Well, time now for the answer to your Northwest Dodge Dealers Mariner trivia question. Here's the question: which pitcher has the 3rd most wins among active pitchers? The answer: Dennis Eckersley, 194 career victories. Today's winner, Sean Egan of Seattle. Tune in to Mariners warm-up prior to each Mariner game on Fox Sports Northwest to hear the Dodge trivia question. The pitcher with the 3rd most wins among active pitchers. Well, you don't think of Dennis Eckersley because a lot of those wins were as a starter prior to his 2nd career as one of the best closers in baseball. Junior's on at 2nd. Edgar's over at first base with nobody out. So starter Chris Haney-Red cannot qualify for a win. He only goes 4+ innings. Danny Rios claimed on waivers from the Yankees on March the 26th at the end of the spring. Was optioned to AAA Omaha. A few days later, here he is in the big leagues with Kansas City.
And we have a pinch hitter, Rick Wilkins, for Perez.
In the dirt, gets away from the catcher Swinney, and everybody moves up a base. Junior to 3rd, Edgar to 2nd on the wild pitch by Rios. So Wilkins' pitch hitting has the count 1-0 as Tony Muser looks on.
Look at that last pitch that almost hit the foot of Wilkins, and I'm not too sure if
I thought it did.
It looked like it hit his foot.
Let's look at it one more time.
See if you can see if it hits his right foot.
Looked like it hit his foot from the other angle.
From center field, it looked like it hit his foot, but from the side view, I guess it didn't.
1-0 on Rick.
Mariners get these 2 runs in. We have a new ball game.
Ground ball will score 1 right here. Low and inside. Ball 2, 2-0.
Look at it again.
Looked like it hit him right on the toe.
Well, yeah. Look at the way the ball reacts. The ball doesn't go straight. The ball hits and ricochets off to the side.
Should check the ball for the old shoe polish, the old Yogi Berra trick. In the dirt again. Rios has buried 3 pitches behind 3-0.
Like I said, 3 walks in 2 innings. Find out whether the young man can throw the ball over the plate. Right now, 3 balls and no strikes. Got to be taking.
All the way. All the way. He hasn't come close yet to throwing a strike. Veteran Terry Pendleton goes out. Pendleton to have a talk with Rios to settle him down. Mariners with runners at 2nd and 3rd, nobody down. Royals lead 7-4. The tying runners at the plate. This guy can tie it up with a swing. There's a fastball for a strike. Rick's taken all the way though. 3-1.
Now Wilkins, make sure you get a good pitch to hit. Now don't chase a real nasty pitch here. Get a good pitch to hit. Chase ball 4.
Fastball down and away. Full count. 3-2.
It's that mental toughness, that mental discipline that you have to have at the plate. There it is. That's ball 4.
Pitch down and away out of the strike zone. But it's in the dirt. The next run for ball 4. So the Mariners have the bases loaded. Danny Rios comes in and walks pinch hitter Rick Wilkins. And the bases are loaded for Glenn Allen Hill.
You know, the problem when you hit in a situation like that is that you assume that the pitcher's going to throw you a strike. You probably give the pitcher too much credit.
Yeah.
And you just assume that he's going to throw you a strike, and so you get all geared up. wanting to hit. You want to hit. You're looking for the ball to be in the strike zone, and so when it does come up there and it looks like it's close, there goes the bat, and you end up chasing a bad ball, and you go back to the dugout and you say, now why did I swing at that pitch? But I mean, it's that anticipation that you think the guy's going to throw you a strike to hit.
You know you're going to get a fastball. You see the fastball.
Yeah.
I got to swing at it. Here's Glenn Allen Hill. Bases loaded. Nobody out. Hill 1 for 2 with a single to left field. Fastball on the outside corner, 0-1.
Now, we've been saying those last few days, Glenn Allen Hill is a better hitter. As Jim Pitsley, the big tall right-hander, starts to loosen up. But Hill is a better hitter when he thinks right center field.
Foul ball out of play.
And he had it started that way. But right now, if you're the hitter, you want to make sure you get 1 run in. If you get a base hit and drive in 2, that's a bonus. But the main thing is drive in 1 at a time.
4 grand slam home runs for Hill. Yeah, put the ball in play. You got yourself a run. Fouled away. Still 0-2. Glenn Allen Hill with 3 home runs this year. Mariners have only 1 hit with the bases loaded this season. They are 1 for 13 with the bases loaded.
And they've had their problems with the runner at third with less than 2 outs.
Down and away. That pitch wasn't even close. 1 and 2 on Glenn Allen.
It is easier to get a fly ball if you think center field and the other way. If you try to pull the ball, chances are you're going to smother it and hit a ground ball to third, and that's what you don't want to do.
In the dirt again. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Danny Rios has kept his catcher Mike Sweeney very busy.
You know, it's tough to hit off of a young pitcher like this. First of all, you don't know what he throws. Number 2, he doesn't know where it's going. So if he doesn't know where it's going, how do you know where it's going to go? Where to look, yeah.
Griffey, Edgar Martinez, Rick Wilkins aboard at third, second, and first. A run in on the leadoff home run by Alex Rodriguez. 7-4 Kansas City. Down and away with a breaking ball. Ball 2, 2 and 2. And on deck is Russ Davis, who had 2 home runs yesterday in Minnesota. A runner at every base. Tying run at first. The go-ahead run is at the plate. Well hit ball into right field. Back on it is Halter. To the track, he makes the catch. Stacking at third is Junior. Heading for third base is Edgar Martinez. A sacrifice fly by Glenn Allen Hill. It's now the Royals 7 and the Mariners 5. Junior tags up and scores easily from third base. 1 out for the Mariners here in the 5th inning.
Good hitting by Glenn Allen Hill. At least he gets the 1 run in, and he took the ball the other way. As we said, it's easier to get the ball airborne. Here comes the pitch, right out over the plate. There goes the sacrifice fly. The Mariners are now very much in this ball game. They're only down by a couple of runs.
Mariners with 2 runs in here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pitching coach Bruce Keeson out to the mound. Talk with Danny Rios. In the meantime, the big right-hander Jim Pitsley is still warming up down in the pen. Griffey Jr. having a good time there with trainer Rick Griffin inside the dugout. Edgar's out at third. Wilkins at first base. 1 out. And the batter is Russ Davis. He had the big bat yesterday in the Metrodome with 2 home runs and 4 runs batted in. His home run to right field gave the Mariners a lead for the first time in the game, 5-4. Mariners go on and beat Minnesota 7-4 and sweep the Twins in the 4-game series. First time the Mariners ever did that, a 4-game sweep at Minnesota. Tonight he's 0 for 2.
Twins are double play depth. They're going to try to turn 2 here.
Fouled back, 0-1. Davis Davis now with 5 home runs. 13 runs batted in. Had the bat back where he missed a couple of days. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
Here you are, driving them in one at a time, one man out. You've got to figure out a way of getting that runner in from third, making a one-run game.
A lot of room on the right side. That pitch is down and away. Ball 1, 1-2.
Look at Alex here, who's hot. Alex batting .600. Russ Davis has been swinging the bat well, and of course Junior with 5 home runs the last 9 games.
Foul back, just got a piece of it. Still 1-2. You see Russ stretching out his back a little bit.
See the last swing by Russ Davis. Looked like he had that ball timed well. We were talking a minute ago about big hole in the right side of the diamond.
Ground ball to the shortstop. Martinez to Offerman to King. The double play, and the side is retired, but the Mariners get a couple of runs. After 5 innings of play, it's the Royals 7 and the Mariners 5. We'll head to the 6th after this word from Southwest Airlines. Welcome back to Fox Sports Northwest, your region of Fox Sports Net, and our coverage of Mariners baseball. Top of the 6th inning, Royals lead by a score of 7-5. We have some defensive changes. Rick Wilkins now playing first base. Shane Mack leads off the inning. Rich Amaral is back in right field where he started the ball game. He came in to play first, and now he's back in right, replacing Robert Perez. 7-5, Royals lead. 1-1 on Mack. There is job right here. Shut down Kansas City. The Mariners just got him 2 in the 4th and now 2 more in the 5th. Mack is 1 for 2. Check swing, fouled away. 1-2. Put up a 0. Get your offense back to work.
Give your ball club a chance to come back that next inning and feel like they have a chance to take the lead.
Fly ball deep left field. Hill going back and makes the catch. Right up against the wall. A good ride to left field by Shane Mack, but Glenn Helen is there. 1 out.
Hill going up against the padding. Makes the play. And right now Felipe Lear is saying thank you very much because I got away with the pitch. Now I've got the first batter out and I can work on the second batter.
Here's Dean Palmer. Palmer has singled and hit a home run. He has walked. 3 runs batted in. Bounces 1 foul. 0-1.
Remember the last time that Lear faced Palmer, he went strike 1, strike 2, and then ended walking him. And Palmer had all kinds of problems with that sinker, that fastball of Lear's low and inside.
Sliders away. 1 ball and 1 strike. During this 5-game winning streak for the Mariners, the starters have gone 3-0 with a 3.29 ERA. The bullpen has gone 2-0 with 4 saves and a 2.89 earned run average. Strike 2 on the outside corner at the knees on Palmer. 1-2. So the Mariners getting a heck of a lot of pitching, Red.
Well, they have the last 5 games. There's no doubt about that.
Low ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bullpen has done a super job. Bobby Ayala, Mike Timlin, Paul Spoljaric. They haven't given up a run during the 5-game winning streak.
That bottom row there.
0.
0.
0. 0. A little inside. Ball 3. Full count. 3-2. Felipe Lira likes to show you that split finger grip and then takes the ball back into the glove. Strike 3 called at the knees. He strikes out Dean Palmer. 2 outs for Kansas City here in the 6th inning. Tough hitter out of the way right there in Palmer. First strikeout for Felipe Lira, Red.
And you can see where Dan places the target. And that's a heck of a pitch to throw somebody 3-2.
Jeff King, a strike at the knees, 0-1. Now left-hander Tony Fasas begins to warm up.
Might be Lira's last inning.
Ball 1-1-1.
Been a while since he's been on the mound, but let him go out there and have some success, and then get him off the mound and let him feel good about it, so that you have, he's more receptive to anything you may want to tell him about pitching.
Well, Lou Piniella, one thing he's trying to do right now, I mean, Spoljaric is pitching very well. Bobby Ayala's been outstanding. Mike Timlin as well. He's trying to get Fasas and Heathcliff Slocum some work in the right spots. Strike 2 at the knees on the outside corner, 2-2.
Yeah, but at the same time,
you got to throw strikes.
Well, you got to win ball games. I mean, right now, real close games, you might be a little bit reluctant to want to bring some of those guys in there, but at the same time, they need to get some work in.
Yeah, like Tony the other day in Minnesota. Low, ball 3, full count, 3-2. They brought Tony Fasas in, but Tony couldn't throw a strike and had to make the change, and Tony will get back on track. Check swing. Did he go? Yep. Strike 3. Felipe Lira fans Jeff King to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Royals lead 7-5.
Seattle Mariners baseball on Fox Sports Northwest has been brought to you by Southwest Airlines, offering fares so low you have the freedom to fly. Southwest Airlines, the official airline of the Seattle Mariners. By Eagle Hardware and Garden, more of everything. By U.S. West, so you are always connected to what matters to you most. U.S. West, proud sponsor of the year 2000 Olympics. Life's better here. And by Miller Genuine Draft, to remind you it's time for a good old back row.
Catcher Dan Wilson leads off the bottom of the 6th inning. Royals lead the Mariners by a couple, 7-5. Dan will be followed by Rich Amaral and then Joey Cora. Sliders low and away, 1-1. Dan walked and scored in the 4th inning. One and 2. Tomorrow night, game 2 of the series, Moyer against Belcher. Line drive, base hit right field. Dan Wilson took that little slider the other way. On the outside half of the plate, leadoff single. Right away, the Mariners will bring the tying run to the plate. Nice swing.
That's good hitting by Dan Wilson going the other way. And that brings the tying run to the plate. And I believe we're going to have a pinch hitter.
Yeah, Rob Ducey just activated off the disabled list prior to tonight's ball game. Will pinch hit for Rich Amaral, who had a home run in the 4th inning. So Rich Amaral lifted for Rob Ducey, and this is Ducey's first at bat of the season.
And Rob was having an excellent spring training.
Yeah.
And then he hurt his knee, and this is his first at bat.
0-1. Yeah, late in the spring at Coors Field, he broke out of the batter's box trying to beat on an infield hit, tore some cartilage in that left knee, the surgery. And here he is back after 3 weeks. Inside and hits him on the back of the leg. Rob Ducey. Hit by Danny Rios. The Mariners have the tying runs aboard. Dan Wilson at second. Rob Ducey's on at first base, and he can fly. Joey Cora is due up next.
And we might see a sacrifice. And the tying runs on base. Joey Cora is a good bunter. Might see a sacrifice right here.
Left-hander Matt Wiesant down the right field line, warming up for Kansas City. Here's Joey. 0 for 3. Wide out twice. He's also grounded out to Jeff King over at first base. Royals looking for the sacrifice bunt. Third baseman. Oh, we got a new third baseman in there for Kansas City. Looks like Halter has taken over at third. Joey swinging, sending a fly ball deep center field.
Tag up.
Johnny Damon going back to make the catch. Tagging is Dan Wilson. He'll be able to go from second to third. So Lou said no sacrifice bunt, and he had Joey Cora swinging away. We have some changes for the Royals defensively. One out. Wilson's down at third base. On the fly ball deep to center by Joey. Ducey back to first base. Here's Alex Rodriguez. There's Johnny Damon in center field. That kid can fly. A-Rod with a home run his last at bat in the 5th inning. Strike down the middle, 0-1. Ernie Young is now in right field. And there is Shane Halter over at third base. So Damon is in center. Young in right, Halter at third. Defensive changes for Kansas City. Down the right field line, on the run, Ernie Young reaches down, can't get to it, it's a fair ball. Here comes Wilson. Ducey to third, a double for Alex Rodriguez. Ernie Young sliding to his left, came up a little bit short. It's now the Royals 7 and the Mariners 6. A-Rod is red hot. And he's now just a triple away from hitting for the cycle.
Alex coming off a great series. He now has 14 hits his last 22 at bats, and 9 of them are extra bases. That ball just inside the right field foul line. And Alex represents here the go-ahead run.
17 runs batted in for A-Rod. Tony Muser will make the pitching change. Wiesent will come on in relief, the left-hander Matt Wiesent. So this call to the bullpen is brought to you by US West. Life's better here. So Tony Muser making the pitching change. Let's go to the Fox Sports Northwest studio and Tom Glasgow for a US West update.
Rick, thanks a lot. We'll begin with some American League action. Yankees north of the border in Toronto taking on the Blue Jays. Tied at 2, top of the 11th. Tony Fernandez cannot handle the Derek Jeter ground ball. Chuck Knobloch scores what turns out to be the game-winning run. Yankees win it on that air. The final score 3-2. Banks getting the win. Former Mariner Bill Risley with the loss. That is your U.S. West update. Now we want to give you a look ahead at what you're going to be seeing right here tomorrow on Fox Sports Northwest. It's another Mariners warm-up edition of Fox Sports Northwest tonight. They'll come your way at 6:30. We'll get you ready for Game 2 between the Royals and the Mariners. M's manager Lou Piniella will be on the show, and he will have a special guest in his house, a.k.a. the Kingdom Sonics coach George Karl. Will tell you more about that tomorrow at 6:30 on Mariners warm-up. Right now, let's get you back to the Kingdom and Rick Riz.
Royals lead 7-6. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Mariners with 2 on, though, and only 1 away. Here's the Miller home run summary in this ball game. Junior with a home run. That came in the bottom of the 3rd. And now Dean Palmer, a 2-run homer for Kansas City. Here's Rich Amaral with a home run to straightaway left field, his first hit of the season. How about Mike Sweeney of Kansas City? A home run in the 5th. Alex Rodriguez, he goes deep the other way to right field, leading off the bottom of the 5th inning, his 7th of the year. So it's been home run derby time. And the Mariners trail Kansas City by a run. Matt Wiesenen, the left-hander on the mound for the Royals. His numbers for the season: the tying run is at 3rd, the go-ahead run at 2nd. Junior's the hitter. Down and away. Ball 1. Junior 2 for 3 with that home run in the 3rd. He also singled and scored in the 5th inning. Junior has 8 home runs for the year.
Whoa, he had a pitch.
1-1.
Look at this swing by Junior. There's a pitch that's out of the plate, and Junior just got under. Top of that swing, Junior is looking to try to hook the ball and trying to lift it.
Griffey calls time and steps out of the box.
You know, they're giving Junior the tying run. They're trying to stop him from driving in Alex second base also.
Out of play on the left field side. 1-2. They're giving Junior that right center field alley.
Well, if you take a look at the way the outfield is playing, you got to think that they're going to throw him hard stuff away.
And he throws it away. Right back to Sweeney. And a run scores. Ducey, the ball game is tied at 7. Rob Ducey scoring on a wild pitch, and the Mariners have come back to tie it up. And the go-ahead run goes to 3rd, and Alex Rodriguez. Welcome back, Rob Ducey. Fresh off the DL prior to tonight's ball game.
Well, they said they were trying to pitch him away, but I didn't think they meant that far away.
That's a little bit farther than he wanted.
Just outside.
That pitch is down and away in the dirt. Good stop by the catcher, Sweeney. Knocks it down. Ball 3, 3-2. Rob Ducey scoring the tying run of the ball game, all even at 7. Mariners have Alex out at 3rd base. Still only 1 out. Mariners battling from behind to tie it up. Popped up into left field, not too deep. In on the ball is Shane Mack. Here comes A-Rod. He's off to the races. He scores. Holy smoke. A shallow fly ball to left field, and Junior gets an RBI as Alex Rodriguez, like a sprinter out of the blocks, scores from 3rd base, and the Mariners take the lead 8-7.
And credit Steve Smith with a very smart play. You have a tie game. You've got nothing to lose. You're playing at home. You've got a tie game, and you've got a left fielder, and you got to know whether he has an accurate throwing arm. He does not have a real accurate throwing arm, as he demonstrated right there.
Edgar Martinez takes a strike to the inside corner, 0-1. Steve Smith telling Alex Rodriguez, you're going.
That's a very aggressive play by Smith.
A-Rod made it look easy. Ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. Steve Smith taking over at 3rd base for the first time this year. Nice smile on his face when things work out well. Way to go, Smitty.
And keep in mind, Stan Williams was doing some advanced scouting, and he had scouted the Kansas City Royals, and I just wonder if that wasn't in one of his reports.
Maybe run on Mr. Mack. Ball 2, 2-1. So the Mariners have the lead for the first time in the ball game, 2-1. So there's the former advanced scout, now the pitching coach, Stan Williams Jr. with a sacrifice fly out of it on a ball that was hit to shallow left field. Oh, man, A-Rod can fly. Line drive, right field. Young coming in, and he's got it. And that will retire the side, but the Mariners get 3 runs to take the lead. We're going to the 7th inning. It's the Mariners 8 and the Royals 7. It's now the Mariners 8, Kansas City 7, top of the 7th inning. Say, friends, Junior A-Rod and the rest of the Mariners take on the Twins this Sunday at 1:35. The first 20,000 fans receive a Mariners computer screensaver courtesy of Southwest Airlines and Fox Sports Northwest. Good seats are still available. For tickets, call 622-HITS. Well, we're going to have a pitching change right here at the start of the 7th inning. Lou Piniella will take out Felipe Lira and bring in the left-hander Paul Spoljaric. So here comes Foley. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by U.S. West. Life's better here. We'll be back after this timeout. Mariners have come from behind to take the lead 8-7, top of the 7th inning. Hal Morris will pinch hit for Ernie Young, lead off the 7th inning for Kansas City. He was this past week's American League Player of the Week.
And he was as hot as David Segui was the week before. You talk about a guy that walks around the batter's box. Look where Morris stands. He stands deep in the batter's box, and watch his feet. He goes all over the place.
Takes a strike from Paul Spoljaric. 0-1. Yeah, likes to move around. He walks up on the pitch.
He's got his feet all over the place.
0-2. Morris, the league's leading hitter, batting .449.
Look at that. He's choking up off the knob of the bat. When I saw Morris in the National League, you'd jam him. Like that pitch there.
All it away. Still 0-2.
Get ahead in the count, and then you could come right in on his hands, and he had a rough time getting around on it. That's probably one of the reasons why you see him choking up off the knob of the bat now.
Reaches, misses, strike 3. Paul Spoljaric striking out Hal Morris for the first down here in the 7th inning. Spoljaric, along with Bobby Ayala and Mike Timlin, very effective during the Mariners' 5-game win streak.
Came inside, and now when you go back out there, look at the kind of swings that you have. That's a weak swing.
Johnny Damon, the center fielder, batting in Pendleton's spot in the order, takes a strike. 0-1. Ball 1-1-1. Soft liner into center field. Junior coming up to make the two-handed catch. 2 away.
Did he get a good jump in that ball or what?
Yes, he did.
We said the other night, it's fun to see a guy hit a ball and then see the reaction of the outfielders. And I don't know of an outfielder in baseball that gets a better jump in the ball than Junior does at times. Ordinarily, this is a base hit. But Junior got such a good jump on it, he turned it into an easy out.
He could read the swing, the sound of the ball hitting the bat. He can read that as well. Off of the crack of the bat, makes the catch. Here's Mike Sweeney. Strike 0-1. Spoljaric coming out, throwing strikes, and that's been the biggest difference during this win streak for the relievers.
You know, I've heard that expression for years, getting a jump at the crack of the bat. Well, if you want to know the truth, if you react to the crack of the bat, you're late. Because by the time that the sound gets to the outfield and then you react to it, you're late. You didn't get a good jump.
Sounds good, though, doesn't it?
Well, it sounds great.
Swing and a miss by Sweeney. 1-2. Spoljaric with 2 quick outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Still 1-2 on Sweeney. Sweeney 1 for 3 with a home run back in the 5th. Royals led 4-0. Then it was 4-1. They led 6-1. Then it was 6-3. It was 7-3, 7-4, and now 8-7. The Mariners lead. The 1-2. Fly ball down the right field line, getting over and making the catch, Rob Ducey. And that will retire the side. Fine job by Paul Spoljaric. Fans in the Dome will take their 7th inning stretch after 6.5. Mariners 8 and the Royals 7. Mariners lead Kansas City 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Say, kids, be sure to register for your chance to be a part of the action on Boeing Salute to Kids weekend, May 2nd and 3rd at the Kingdome. As part of the festivities, you can be an honorary manager throughout the game's first pitch, join the broadcast team, and more. That's right, kids will be taking over the Kingdome. So get in on the fun by sending a postcard with their name, address, age, and phone number to the address on your screen. We hope to see you right here in the Kingdome for Boeing Salute to Kids weekend, May 2nd and 3rd against the Tigers. New pitcher on the mound, Scott Service for the Royals. He delivers down and away, and Rick Wilkins, ball 1.
Service is a big guy, 6'6", weighs 230 pounds. He's been around for a number of years.
1-1. New left fielder for Kansas City is Hal Morris. And you have Shane Mack in right field, who started the night in left. Renner's score sheet is looking like a spring training game.
I know it is. All those defensive changes.
Wilkins goes down swinging, 1 out. For the Mariners here in the 7th, brings up left fielder Glenn Allen Hill.
Service on the mound, we said, has been around for a while. He's been with Philadelphia, with Montreal. Spent 1 year with the Chunichi Dragons in the Japanese Central League. Then with Cincinnati, Colorado Rockies, back to Cincinnati with the San Francisco Giants. Back to Cincinnati, and now with the Kansas City Royals.
0-1 on Hill. Glenn Allen had a sacrifice fly in the big 2-run 5th inning. Ground ball down the line, foul, picked up by Shane Halter. 0-2 on Hill. Glenn Allen came into the ball game batting .379. Way outside. Mike Sweeney's been all over the place. The catcher for Kansas City, especially with Danny Rios in there. Rios buried a lot of pitches. Skips through the hole, it's short into left field. Glenn Allen Hill with a 1-out single. And he's trying to put up an insurance run here in the 7th inning. 1 on, 1 away for third baseman Russ Davis.
Third baseman Russ Davis.
Talked about Alex Rodriguez being hot, which he is, and Edgar's starting to swing the bat, and David Segui. But you know what? Glenn Allen Hill is off to a great start. He's hit safely in 18 of the first 19 games that the Mariners have played this year.
Mariners picked him up for his offense. He has produced offensively. He was 7 for 17 in that 4-game sweep in Minnesota. Now sliders up and in on Davis. Ball 1. Russ had the 2 big home runs yesterday in Minnesota. 1-1. His second home run was to right field. That gave the Mariners a lead for the first time in the game, 5-4. Go to first. Hill's back. Ball 2, 2-1. Couple couple of veterans on the mound tomorrow night for game 2 of the series. Moyer against Belcher. Outside corner at the knees, 2-2. Good slider from service. Mariners picked up 3 in the bottom of the 6th inning to take a lead for the first time. An RBI double by Alex Rodriguez tied it. Popped up into shallow right field. Tough time. Offerman going back, but he stays with it and makes the catch for out number 2. We'll bring up catcher Dan Wilson. Here's a look at the starters for tomorrow night. Jamie Moyer for the Mariners. Tim Belcher for Kansas City. Moyer's 1-2. Belcher 1-3. Then it's going to be Pissarro against Machado on Wednesday night at 7:30.
Mariners starting 3 left-handers against the Kansas City Royals, and as Dave pointed out at the very beginning of this game, the Royals are 0-5 against left-handed pitching this year.
And this week on Fox Sports Net Baseball, Thursday, the Diamondbacks get ready to put the bite on the Atlanta Braves. Game time 4:30. Doing this all season long for the best in Major League Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest, your regional home of Fox Sports Net. Dan 1 for 2, and he has scored twice. One out, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. 1-1. Interesting road trip the Mariners completed yesterday. They lose the first 5, win the second 5 to go 5-5.
Gave him a strong finish, didn't it?
Big time. Lou had to go to the whip to get him to the finish line of their road trip. Swept the Twins in Minnesota, 4-game series. Won that final game in Cleveland.
You know, they were pitching well. They probably could have won about 8 games.
Yeah, the 2 in Boston.
2 in Boston for sure.
They had the leads, especially that big lead, 7-2 going to the bottom of the 9th inning. 1-2 on Dan.
Really, the only game that the Mariners played this last road trip where they really didn't have a chance was that Pedro Martinez game in Boston. And that was just a day where the pitching just shut everybody down.
Pedro Martinez had the incredible day for Boston. Inside as Dan backs away. Ball 2, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one you can live with.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody throws a game like that against you.
Pitch a game like that, I mean, you were never really in the game.
Hill at first. Down and away. Check swing. He didn't go. Richie Garcia said no. Full count, 3-2.
You be the judge. If you're the first base umpire, what do you call this? Is that a swing?
Nope. Little low, ball 4. Dan Wilson with a good eye. He walks for the second time. That'll send Hill to second base. So 2 on, 2 away. Here in the 7th inning, Mariners lead Kansas City 8-7. Brings up new right fielder Rob Ducey. Wilson at first, Hill at second.
Mariners have been pretty good tonight at getting some 2-out base hits. 3rd inning, Junior with a home run. with 2 men out. And then in the 4th inning, we had a base on balls, and then the home run by Rich Amaral after 2 men were out. So here you are again, 2 men out in the inning. The Mariners certainly could use an insurance run or two.
Rob Ducey looking for his first hit of the season. This is his first game of the year. Was hit by a pitch on the back of his leg in the 6th inning and scored 1 of 3 runs. He scored the tying run on the double on the right field line by Alex Rodriguez. That, my friends, is a story. Alex has a single, a double, and a home run tonight. And yes, he will bat at least one more time. He's a triple away from hitting for the cycle. Ball 1. Stephen Hong is our contestant in the Safeway $1 Million Magic contest. If A-Rod hits a triple at his next at bat, Steve's going to be an instant millionaire. So Steve, hope you're watching the telecast tonight. Ball 2, 2-0 on Rob Ducey. And if anybody out there knows Steven and you know he's not watching, call him, get a hold of him if you can. Tell him to tune in right away. Outside, ball 3, 3-0.
Lou just might let Ducey hit 3-0. You're up by 1 run. You might get a better pitch to hit 3-0 than you will 3-1.
See what he does. If he has a chance to swing or takes all the way, and he's going to take a strike. 3-1. He has some pop in his bat.
Yeah, he does.
If he gets a hold of a pitch, he can hit it a long way. But swings through it for strike 2. Full count, 3-2.
We'll say this: after you've been out of the lineup with a bad knee and all for Ducey, and you've missed 3 weeks, whatever batting practice he's been taking, it's not anywhere near like what it is in the game. There are a lot of people who can hit a 75 or an 80-mile-an-hour fastball. When you get in the regular game, though, that ball gets up there a little quicker on you.
Wilson and Hill aboard with 2 outs. Fouled away. They take off on the 3-2 pitch, but it's fouled away by Ducey. We'll try it one more time. Hill back to second. Dan Wilson back to first base. And this guy was just chomping at the bit to get back in the lineup. Working out the last few days with a ball club in Minnesota. But he had to wait until the ball club got home to be looked at and checked out one more time. Comes off the DL tonight. Runners go. And Ducey bites it off, fouls it away. Still 3-2. To make room for Rob, the Mariners sent out outfielder Ryan Radmanovich back down to AAA Tacoma. Two on, 2 away. The runners take off. Ground ball up the first base line. Right there, Jeff King. He'll make the play, and that will retire the side. After 7 innings of play, Mariners lead Kansas City 8-7. As we head to the top of the 8th inning, let's take a look at what's coming your way tonight on Fox Sports News following our game. For that, we take you to the Fox Network Center. Top of the 8th inning, Mariners lead Kansas City 8-7. We have another defensive change for the Mariners. Jeff Houston takes over at first base. He's the 4th first baseman using this game. Segui, Amaral, Wilkins, and now Jeff Houston.
When you put your team together in spring training, you like to know that your extra men certainly are capable of playing more than just one position. Well, with Houston on your ball club, you can also play him at shortstop, and you can give Alex Rodriguez a day off when he may get a little bit more tired as the season goes along. But right now, Alex is going to play every inning.
You bet, the way he's been swinging the bat. Big, strong kid. Here's Felix Martinez to lead off the 8th inning for the Royals. On a play on the first base side. Paul Spoljaric took care of Kansas City 1-2-3 when he came on in relief in the 7th. What a job by the bullpen during this 5-game winning streak. Penn is 2-0 with 4 saves and a 2.89 ERA. One and one. Up and in, ball 2. 2-1. Three and 1. Smalley's been a little high with his last couple of pitches. Fastballs out of the strike zone. Mariner relievers retiring the last 7 batters they've faced. Inside, and that hit Martinez. So Paul Spoljaric hits shortstop Felix Martinez, and the Royals have the tying runner over at first base.
Well, let's see how Tony Muser wants to play it here. You're with the top of the order now. Your leadoff hitter, Shane Halter. Although Halter this evening has a couple of doubles.
Doubled and scored in the first. Doubled and was left stranded at third base his last time up in the 5th inning. Going to try to sacrifice, fouls it away. Got a breaking ball. 0-1 now. Right-hander Heathcliff Slocum begins to warm up again.
If the opposing team is going to put on the sacrifice, there are a couple of pitches that are tough to bunt. Fastball low and in, the fastball up and in. The ball out of the plate you can handle with a bat.
He takes it. Ball 1, 1-1. Ball keeping an eye on the runner at first, Felix Martinez.
Martinez has a stolen base tonight. In fact, he's perfect in the year. He's 3-0.
Another move to first base. Halter trying to bunt. Gets it down on the first base side, and Dan Wilson lets it go foul. 1-2 on Halter. He was trying to push it up the first base line, but bounced it up in the air. Back to first goes Martinez. Now Spoley looking for a ground ball double play, because Halter has to swing away with 2 strikes. Now he's going to try to bunt, and does so on the third base side. Picked up and bobbled by Russ Davis. So with 2 strikes, they gamble, and Halter lays it down with the count 1-2, and everybody is safe. Martinez down at second, and Halter at first base. Nobody out.
Well, obviously Tony Muser having a lot of confidence in Halter's ability to hand the bat, and that ball is just booted by Russ Davis.
So the tying run is on at second base. The go-ahead run in at first base. Well, you'll see Offerman try to lay down a sacrifice.
Well, I don't know that Offerman's going to do that. He hits left-handers so well. You may want him to swing the bat. You got your job done. You got the tying run at second.
Yep. Fouled away. 0-1.
A lot of times we've seen managers give the batter one chance to drive in a run or to do something, put the ball in play, and then if you don't do it,
Never mind.
then you might see the bunt. But they have some speed in the bases. We might see a hit and run.
Spoljaric in a jam here in the top of the 8th inning. On a play on the first base side, and the count goes to 0-2. Jeff Montgomery and Jim Pitsley warming up down in the bullpen. Tony Musa, the skipper of the ball club, allowing Offerman to swing away. Fouled away at the plate. Still nothing into an Offerman. Way up high. Ball 1, 1-2. Good job by Dan Wilson to bring that pitch back down. Spoljaric almost threw it away.
Whenever a pitcher is that high out of the strike zone, it's generally because he's trying to throw it too hard.
Spoljaric looking for a ground ball right here. Swing and a miss at a fastball. He strikes out Offerman. One out for Kansas City here in the 8th inning, and here comes Lou Piniella out of the dugout. He wants the right-hander Heathcliff Slocum. So Slocum will come in a crucial spot right here in the top of the 8th inning. The Royals with the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first base, and this would be something if Slocum can do the job here in the 8th inning to get back on track. It has been a struggle, but he's the Mariner closer. But for the moment, he's trying to get Slocum going one more time. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by U.S. West. Life's better here.
Tom Glasgow with your U.S. West update. Orioles, Angels in Anaheim. Anaheim leading 4-1, top of the 7th. That's Robbie Alomar with the drive deep to right field off the wall. It'll turn into a double. Lenny Webster scores to make it 4-2. Alomar scored on a Surhoff double that followed. 4-3 ball game. Back to the Dome.
Top of the 8th inning, Mariners lead Kansas City 8-7, but the Royals threaten. They have runners at first and second with one out. And the new pitcher for the Mariners, right-hander Heathcliff Slocum.
Last outing was not a very good outing, but Lou Piniella's bullpen has been consisting of basically 3 pitchers: Spoljaric, Timlin, and Ayala. And Lou can't do that all year long. He'll wear those guys out. And Lou was saying, I've got to be able to put Slocum in a ball game now and then and get him ironed out.
Shane Mack takes ball 1 down and away. That's been one of Heathcliff's problems. It's been his control that has gotten him into trouble. Shane Mack is 1 for 3 with a single and a run batted in.
The thing that Stan Williams is trying to get across to Slocum because he's so strong.
Ground ball right there. Joey steps on second for 1. The throw to first in time for 2, and Slocum gets the Mariners out of a jam. Holy smoke, that's got to feel great for Heathcliff Slocum. A 4-3 double play to retire the side. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Mariners lead the Royals 8-7. Mariners lead the Royals 8-7 as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Say, don't miss this week's edition of The Last Word as Jim Rome is joined by special guest host Pete Rose. There's sure to be fireworks when these two get together. Find out who gets the last word tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday nights at 12 midnight, right here on Fox Sports Northwest. The last word. Joey Cora. Bunt attempt up the first base side. King has it, reaching for Joey. Gets the tag on Cora in front of the bag. 1 pitch, 1 away. Joey trying to drag that bunt along with him on the first base side.
Joey had the right idea. The only thing is you can see he's aggravated with himself because he got the ball too close to the first baseman. He wanted that ball to be on the ground at the second baseman.
One out. Here's Alex Rodriguez, a triple away from hitting for the cycle. He hit for the cycle last year against the Tigers in Detroit. Made Pamela Altazan a $1 million winner. He is 3 for 4 with a single, a double, and a home run. Curveball is low, ball 1. Stephen Hong is the contestant tonight in the Safeway $1 million baseball magic contest.
Pitsley, a big guy, 6'7", 220.
One and one.
Appeared in 3 games against the Mariners last year and was 1-0.
The way that Alex runs, wouldn't you love to see him hit one in the gap right now and have it rattle around for a little while? I know Stephen Hong would.
Well, the triple is an awfully exciting play.
Big swing, and I bet it's 2-2. A-Rod had 2 singles, a double, and a home run the other day in Minnesota, but couldn't get up for that 5th time.
You know, when he hit his double last time up, if Rob Ducey didn't have to wait to see if the ball fell in, Ducey would have been able to score, and Alex would have had the triple, and then all he had needed would be the double, which is a lot easier to get than trying to hit a triple.
That's all he needed the last time when he hit for the cycle in Detroit was that double. He hit that little pop-up down the right field line and got the double. 3-2 the count on Alex. Fouled away. Alex is going to have a children's book come out here in the next few weeks. What the Mariners 2, 3, and 4 hitters have done tonight. 7 for 10 with 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in, and 4 runs scored. It's going to be called Hit a Grand Slam Home Run with Alex Rodriguez. He's working on the final cut right now.
Into the gap in right center field. That's going to go for extra bases. A-Rod to second. And he's in there with a double. Oh, Stephen Hong, you needed the triple. The only thing I was looking for was for that ball to bounce away from the center fielder, Johnny Damon.
He made it interesting.
You know what? I get right back to that again. Look at the double by Alex Rodriguez. That is his 4th hit of the game. A single, 2 doubles, and a home run tonight for Alex, including a couple of RBIs. But how about that time before? Yeah. I'm telling you, if Ducey tries to score, Alex would have had the triple.
So Alex Rodriguez with his 4th base hit, a single, 2 doubles, and a home run. A-Rod's fans here at the ballpark tonight. 1 on, 1 away for Ken Griffey Jr. 0-1. Jr. has 2 hits tonight. A single and a home run. 2 runs batted in. Now with 8 home runs for the season. Runner goes. Alex slides. He is safe at third. Claps his hands. The stolen base for A-Rod is 2nd of the year.
Big stolen base, now a sacrifice fly, gives you the insurance run. Pitsley taking a little bit too long, and also Alex had the curveball to steal on, taking a little bit longer to get up to the plate than that of the fastball. And now they're going to intentionally walk Jr.
Tony Muser says put him on, and Jr. will toss the bat away here in a couple of pitches. So Jr. will get the intentional walk. The Mariners will have runners at 1st and 3rd with only 1 away. A chance to pad their 1-run lead with Edgar Martinez due up next. Mariners lead 8-7. And there's ball 4. In the top of the 9th inning, the Royals will send up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters. Palmer, King, and Morris.
And I would imagine somebody in the Mariners dugout said, Edgar, you going to let them insult you like that?
Walk Junior to get
You
to
mean they're going
me?
to walk Junior to get to you? They don't think you can drive in a run from third base, Edgar. What do you think about that? You got to play
I think Edgar accepts the old shell.
Well, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things you got to remind him. Edgar, you gonna let him get away with stuff like that?
No way. Infield halfway. Junior goes, pitch inside the ball, throw to second by Martinez, not in time. Junior with a stolen base, number 2 for Griffey. Now he could drive in a couple with a base hit.
And the Mariners showing that they have some speed on the bases as well. There's a fastball up and in that Edgar spins out of the way of. And then Junior sliding into second base with his stolen base. So the Junior, not the Junior, but the Mariners putting their speed out there to work.
A-Rod at third, Griffey on at second. 1 out. Curve ball for a strike. 1-1. For 7. Edgar against Pitsley. Right spot right here for his first career hit against him. Ball 2-1. Up and in. Ball 3. Edgar has to duck away from it. 3-1.
Well, obviously, Pitsley is not trying to hit Edgar Martinez in a situation like this. These pitches are just getting away from him. And, of course, Edgar doing it properly, just turning his back and spinning out of the way.
And he misses outside for ball 4. So Edgar with a walk, and the Mariners have the bases loaded. With only 1 out. Brings up new first baseman Jeff Houston. And this is Jeff's first at bat in the ballgame. Bruce Keeson to the mound. Have a talk with Pitsley. No activity down in the bullpen for Kansas City here in the 8th.
Now Bruce Keeson going out there saying, listen, we need a double play ball to gal the inning. Either you've got to pop him up in the infield, strike him out with your hard stuff up, or you got to go ahead and pound him low and away, and maybe we can get him to hit a ground ball to short, ground ball to second. Now, which way do you feel the most comfortable going after Houston? That we don't know. I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. But I mean, that's what Keeson is saying.
We'll find out where Sweeney sets up for that first pitch. Jeff Houston batting 167. Had his first base hit of the year the other night in Minnesota. That was a big 2-out RBI double. Sets up away. Low and outside. Bounces in, ball 1.
He's trying to get the double play ball. You know, there are times if you just give the pitcher time, he'll tell you what he's going to try to do with you. Because he'll show it to you.
Popped up into shallow left field. Hal Morris is there. And the runners will stay. The throw home. And Alex Rodriguez stays put over at third base this time. He was able to tag and score in a shallow fly ball. A sacrifice fly by Junior in the 6th inning. Two outs for the Mariners. Here in the 8th brings up Glenn Allen Hill. Allen 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Big breaking balls, swinging and missing. 0-1. Bobby Ayala. He's been outstanding during this 5-game winning streak. Begins to warm up. Line drive into center field. Johnny Damon is there, and he makes the catch to retire the side. It is hang on time. We go to the top of the 9th inning. Mariners lead the Royals by a run, 8-7. Top of the 9th inning. Here we go. The Mariners lead the Royals 8-7. Yeah, you gotta love those guys. Fans do here at the Kingdom. 38,345. We have a new pitcher, right-hander Bobby Ayala, comes on in relief.
Ayala has been on quite a run right now. He has been absolutely outstanding. As you take a look at his season numbers, got off to a little bit of a slow start, but his last 2 or 3 outings has been absolutely superb. He has certainly been one of the workhorses for the Mariners down there in the bullpen. Did not pitch in the game yesterday, but prior to that pitched in 4 consecutive games. So Lou did not have Ayala available yesterday, but Bobby has the kind of arm. Give him a day off, he's ready to go again.
They're in the winning streak, the 5-game streak. He has 3 saves and a 0.00 ERA. Dean Palmer leads it off. Ball 1. Bobby with good location on his fastball and his splitter. Swing and a miss. Good fastball down and away. 1-1 on Palmer.
Palmer, a 200 hitter against Bobby Ayala. He is 2 for 10 with 6 strikeouts.
High ball 2, 2-1. One thing the new pitching coach Stan Williams has worked with by Bobby Ayala is to keep him from falling off the first base side of the mound. Ground ball to short. Alex Rodriguez tossed across. There's out number 1. Palmer is gone 6-3. That'll bring up first baseman Jeff King. Hey, coming up next on Fox Sports News, a couple of coaches gone in the NBA. A preview of the Sonics playoff picture coming up. They'll take on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and Patriots Day in Boston. The Boston Marathon. The Red Sox played the morning ball game at Fenway against Cleveland, and the Red Sox won 6-5. That's all coming up next on Fox Sports News. Look at that pitch. 0-1 on King. Nasty.
You talk about Stan Williams working with Bobby Ayala, and what it is that he has tried Bobby to do, or has tried to get Bobby to do, and that is your body's going to follow wherever your head goes.
Ground ball. Joey can't get to it. It's in the right field for a base hit.
Well, that was cued right off the end of the bat.
Joey was really shading towards second base.
Yeah, King did not hit the ball that way. That ball was just cued off the end of the bat. Here comes a pitch from Ayala. There's the swing, and that's right off the very end of the bat.
One on, one away. Base hit the other way for King. He's the tying run at first.
When we say your body's going to follow your head, what Bobby would do, he would lift his chin when he got ready to deliver. Stan says when you come set, put your chin down on your chest as you start your delivery.
Big swing and a miss by Hal Morris. 0-1.
Hal Morris trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark with that great big huge swing.
Morris 0-1. He struck out in the 7th inning. Ground ball to Joey. Second for 1. A-Rod gets the force at second on Jeff King. Make sure he gets the second out. But Morris is safe over at first base. 1 on, 2 away. Joey in the 9th inning.
Joey might have thrown that ball to Alex a little too hard. Here comes the sinker. There's the ground ball. Look at the throw, the feed. Throws that ball a little bit to the right field side of Alex. Had that been a little bit more accurate, I think Alex could have made the return throw to first base.
1 on, 2 away. Johnny Damon takes ball 1. Alex wants that throw to come across the bag and has some momentum behind it. He had to reach to his left. Johnny Damon is 0-1. He's lined out to Griffey in center. Strike on the outside corner. 1-1. The bullpen, a major story in this ball game. Randy Johnson started, went 3 1/3.
And what that does when Ayala puts his chin on his chest, it gives him better balance.
Swing and a miss, strike 2. Bobby Ayala going right after Johnny Damon. 38,000 plus on their feet here in the Kingdom. Bobby looking for another save. Mariners lead 8-7. Ayala has 3 for the year, and they have come in the last 5 games. The 1-2 pitch, low and inside, ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. This kid can be a tough out. Bobby Ayala ready. Ground ball, base hit into right field. That'll send Morris to second base. Up with it is Rob Ducey. And the Royals are still alive. Johnny Damon with a single in the right field. 2 on and 2 outs. Fred, everything has been on the ground.
Well, it tells me that Bobby Ayala's got great movement to his pitches, but this one happened to be up in the strike zone. That's not where Bobby wants to pitch. His ball doesn't do much when he gets it up there. There are very few pitchers that are more effective up than they are down.
Now he's got to take a look at catcher Mike Sweeney with the tying run in scoring position at second base. The go-ahead run is on at first, and Damon can fly. Mariners an out away from a win to try to make it 6 wins in a row. Mike Sweeney is 1 for 4 with a homer back in the 5th inning. Ground ball is short. This will do it. A-Rod will go to first base, and the ball game is over. The Mariners have won 6 in a row, and what a job by the Mariner bullpen as Bobby Ayala wraps it up with his 4th save of the year. The Royals leave the tying run at second and the go-ahead run at first base. The Mariners win it. A final of 8-7. And read another great job by the bullpen. Liris, Boljeric, Slocum, and Bobby Ayala. Here's our player of the game, brought to you by the Discover card. Alex Rodriguez, 4 for 5. He had the single, a couple of doubles, and that home run. Randy Johnson started the ball game and went 3 1/3 innings. And then Felipe Lira took over in long relief, followed by Spoljaric, Slocum, and Bobby Ayala. The bullpen continues to be absolutely amazing during this 6-game winning streak, Red.
You don't think Stan Williams has had an effect on these guys?
Absolutely.
Yes, he has. It's been a very positive effect. And now the Mariners' bats are starting to come alive. They're scoring runs.
Mariners win it, a final score of 8-7. So for Ron Fairly and Dave Niehaus, I'm Rick Riz saying so long, everybody. Join us tomorrow night at 7 as the Mariners take on the Royals in Game 2 of this 3-game series. You've been watching Mariner Baseball on Fox Sports Northwest, your home of Fox Sports Net. So long, everybody.